I was taking courses at Harvard. I ended up in a class about Chinese ceramics. I remember sitting in the course room on the first day and actually handling these ceramics, which were Tang Dynasty, so maybe 10th, 11th century. Having this artifact in my hands that had been molded by the hands of a potter a millennium ago, crossing that cultural divide, was just this extremely powerful experience.
The transition from working in a magazine to being a curator was the sense that you're kind of behind the story. So it was this kind of quite exciting way of working where you kind of give people opportunities to make new stuff and bring new things into the world. That's what I kind of love about my job. What we'll try and do at the Met is also try and provide a sense of imagination, or kind of allow people to sort of feel like exhibitions are places they want to be, and not just rooms with things in them, but an experience that they find memorable.
Now as a museum director, I've tried to do justice to the aesthetic connection that you can make to an object, but also to try to understand it, whether it's through history, theory, curation. But for me, it always starts with the initial spark with the object.
My take on showing design is also not just about admiring the artifact in isolation, but I always like to contextualize those objects. And of course, that's more like an event and more like a performance, but that's really important. In exhibitions I've done before, I've done shows where it's just the work is the performance of making the object, or we kind of challenge people to make things live. So there's the element of having the presence of the designer there, doing things, making stuff.
For me, what makes a good design museum, no matter what the subject, is a really thorough and exciting engagement with the production of the thing, but also then the impact that that thing might have on people's lives and on the world. Even the paintings in the Met are design artifacts if you look at them the right way, the way they're framed, for example. Or if you think about what goes into a painting, the materiality, the gold leaf, the crushed gemstones, everything that makes up an object.
With design, if you're showing an object that had a vision to be part of a bigger context or part of a certain domestic setting or industrial setting, it's sometimes nice to try and understand where it comes from and how it should be shown. Being in dialogue with the designer and not just talking about the object, historical artifact, but if you're dealing with contemporary, which I am, it's really great to get the designer involved and have them have something to say about the way it's displayed or shown.
To me, the most exciting thing about design museums in the future, now that we've kind of all realized that this possibility is there, is to think about the half-made, the partly made, the unfinished, and then the aged, the decrepit, the partially destroyed. And opening up all that aesthetic territory, I think, is going to be a fantastic thing for design curators of the future.